injuries, and I know you look forward to welcoming Caitlin Clark back this year. Did you get any chance to critique her work? She was holding the microphone over the weekend on NBA because you're doing a pretty good job.
You would have told me last year, my rookie year, that this place would be filled for the majority of our games. I would have thought you were crazy. And last year, the year before that, proved me wrong. So,
yeah, it's crazy. But Lexie Hull didn't stop there. What you just heard was only the beginning, because Caitlin Clark's partner in crime has finally broken her silence. And she dropped the bombshell everyone in the league has been whispering about behind closed doors. Welcome back to a new video. Today, we're diving into a brave confession that's already shaking the WNBA to its core. In a fiery interview, Lexie Hull set the record straight and confirmed what many suspected but few dared to say out loud. The league is jealous of the Indiana Fever, according to reports. Hull openly acknowledged that the tension surrounding the Fever isn't just about basketball, and it isn't just about Caitlin Clark as an individual. It's about the attention, the media spotlight, the sold-out arenas, the private flights, the sudden elevation of Indiana into the center of the basketball universe. And coming from Lexie Hull, this admission carries serious weight. Before Caitlin Clark arrived, Hull was still fighting to secure her place in the league. Minutes were uncertain. Her role was undefined. Then everything changed. With Clark's gravity pulling defenders, her elite spacing, and those laser-accurate passes, Hull transformed into one of the most dangerous shooters on the floor. Lexie didn't dance around it. She made it clear, Caitlin Clark didn't just change the franchise as she saved her career. But this story goes deeper than on-court chemistry. Hull's comments revealed that the hostility aimed at Clark and the Fever isn't just competitive fire. It's professional envy. A resentment fueled by success that arrived faster and louder than the rest of the league was ready for. And Lexie didn't back down. She defended her teammate. She defended their success. And she sent a clear message to critics everywhere. We didn't ask for the fame. We showed up, we worked, and we capitalized on the moment. And the rest? If you don't like it, stay jealous. This isn't just a teammate speaking up. It's a line drawn in the sand. So now the question becomes, does Lexie Hull's honesty pour gasoline on the fire and increase hostility toward Indiana next season? Or does it expose the haters and embarrass them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and stay locked in, because we're tracking the fallout from this media earthquake moment by moment.
And I know you look forward to welcoming Caitlin Clark back this year. Did you get any chance to critique her work? She was holding the microphone over the weekend on NBA because you're doing a pretty good job. You give her any advice?
no, she did so good. So proud of her. So fun to see her in that atmosphere, too.
Individually, your game has really grown over the last 4 seasons. Your three-point shooting specifically, we showed those numbers. What has led to that transformation in your game?
Confidence. I think it's all confidence. Shooting, you have good days, you have bad days, but you know the work you put in individually before practice, after practice, and I think the biggest part is just trusting that and showing up and continuing to do what you need to do every day.
Now let's dig deeper into the details because there is so much more to this story. You need to stop listening to the haters on Twitter who claim Caitlin Clark has no friends in the WNBA, because Lexie Hull just dropped a truth bomb that completely destroys that narrative. Let's go back to 2023 for a moment to understand the gravity of this situation. Lexie Hull was struggling. She was fighting for minutes. She was fighting for her roster spot. And honestly, she was fading into obscurity. The Indiana Fever were a basement-dwelling team playing in empty arenas and losing games. By 20 points on a nightly basis, Lexie Hull was on the brink of becoming just another draft pick who didn't quite make it. Then everything changed. On April 15th, 2024, the Fever drafted Caitlin Clark, and overnight, the entire universe shifted. In this interview, Lexie Hull doesn't shy away from that reality. She says it plainly. Caitlin coming to Indiana changed everything for her. Think about the spacing. Before Caitlin, Lexie had to create her own shots. She had to fight through clogged lanes and constant pressure. But with Caitlin on the floor dragging 2 or 3 defenders all the way out to the logo, Lexie suddenly found herself wide open in the corner. And guess what? She started knocking them down. She went from a fringe player to one of the most efficient 3-and-D wings in the entire league. And she knows exactly who to thank for that. She openly credits the gravity of number 22 for her career resurgence. But the most explosive part of this interview wasn't about basketball tactics. It was about WNBA culture. Lexie Hull was asked about the hate, the noise, and the negativity surrounding the Fever, and instead of giving a safe PR answer, she went straight for the jugular. She admitted there is real jealousy around the league toward the Indiana Fever. Let that sink in. A current player is telling us that other teams, and even other players within the media ecosystem, are jealous of the attention. The charter flights, the sold-out arenas, and the fame Caitlin Clark brought to Indiana. This confirms what many fans have suspected all along. The hard fouls, the snubbed handshakes, the shady tweets, it all stems from one thing: jealousy. They see the Fever flying private while they fly commercial. They see Indiana on national TV while they're buried on streaming apps. And instead of rising to the challenge, they get bitter. Lexie Hull exposes this dynamic fearlessly, saying, "We didn't ask for the moment. We showed up and capitalized on it." That is a championship mentality. She is defending her teammate and her franchise against an entire league that seems eager to see them fail. Now let's talk about the chemistry, because this is the secret weapon nobody is talking about. Lexie and Caitlin aren't just teammates. They're genuine best friends. We see the TikToks. We see the jokes about tanning and being pale. But that off-court bond translates directly to on-court success. When things get tough, when the Fever are down 10 in the fourth quarter, Caitlin looks for Lexie. She trusts her. And that trust was forged during a brutal rookie season when it felt like the whole world was rooting against them. Seeing Lexie beam with pride while talking about Caitlin's NBC broadcasting debut shows a level of support that's rare in professional sports. Most players want the spotlight for themselves. Lexie is secure enough to say, "Go get it. I'm proud of you." There's also an important subtext here about coaching. Remember Christie's sides? Remember the frustrating rotations last year? Lexie Hull was often benched in critical moments for no clear reason, but she kept grinding. She kept believing. Now, with Stephanie White stepping in, a coach who values shooting and defense, Lexie Hull is perfectly positioned for a breakout year. She fits this system seamlessly. And with Caitlin feeding her the ball, I'll say it right now, Lexie Hull will be an all-star in 2025. You heard it here first. The interview also touches on Lexie's contract situation. She's approaching free agency, and her words sound like someone who wants to stay in Indiana long-term. She talks about unfinished business, about getting back to the playoffs, about winning a championship. She knows the grass isn't greener elsewhere. Sure, she could go to another team and get more shots, but she'd be playing in front of 3,000 fans. Instead of 17,000, she'd be flying commercial. And she wouldn't have the greatest passer in the world setting her up. Lexie Hull is smart. She knows sticking with Caitlin Clark is the path to a long, successful career. Think about the mental toughness it took to get here. She was the 6th overall pick. Expectations were sky high. She struggled early. Fans called for her to be cut. The media ignored her, but she didn't fold. She worked on her shot in silence. She improved her defense. And when the spotlight finally arrived, she was ready. That 2025 playoff run, where she hit clutch threes against the Connecticut Sun, was her coming out party. She proved she's not just a passenger on the Caitlin Clark train. She's one of the engines. This interview is a warning shot to the rest of the league. The Indiana Fever are done being the nice girls. They're done apologizing for their popularity. Lexie Hull is telling the haters, "Yes, you're jealous and we don't care." That kind of swagger is dangerous. When a team embraces the villain role, when it adopts an us-against-the-world mentality, it becomes unstoppable. Look at the bad boy Pistons. Look at the 90s Bulls. The Fever are developing that edge, and Lexie Hull is helping lead the charge. Credit also goes to the interviewer for asking the tough questions. Asking about jealousy isn't easy, but Lexie handled it with honesty and class. She didn't name names. She didn't start a Twitter war. She simply told the truth. And in doing so, she validated what millions of Fever fans have felt all season. Finally, someone on the inside sees what we see. So what happens next? I think we see a different Lexie Hull in 2025. A more confident Lexie. A player who knows her role, knows her value, and knows her quarterback. Caitlin Clark is always going to find her. The rest of the league can stay jealous. They can stay bitter. Because while they complain, Lexie and Caitlin will be hanging banners in Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The chemistry is real. The talent is real. And the jealousy? That's just fuel. Now I want to hear from you. Do you agree that the league is jealous of the Fever? And is Lexie Hull the perfect running mate for Caitlin Clark? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell because we're tracking the Fever's revenge tour every single day. Thanks for watching. And remember, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. Jealousy is just love and hate at the same time.